Ladies and gentlemen, here we are on Metropolis. At the 12 o'clock position, we have our green Protoss player from Team Grubby. It's Grubby. And his opponent at the 9 o'clock position, looks like they were discussing what the positions could possibly be, is our teal Protoss player and winner of the last game with a very nice Warp Prism and Phoenix build. It's ATN Socke.
As you guys can tell, this version of the map does have all spawns. They were discussing it. Yes, it's not cross only on Metropolis here.
Right. Well, all spawns meaning the close positions and cross.
Yeah,
but obviously
we don't
not
have
this
any.
one.
We don't have the horizontal spawns on this map. No.
Flashbacks of like horrible. Oh man.
Close spawn, Lost Temple.
Oh no, that's no good. That's no good. This would be kind of like close spawns on Shakur's Plateau, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It's still gross. That doesn't ever need to happen again.
Yeah, I recall a game I was playing in the beta where it was close spawns Lost Temple and roaches cost 1 supply, and I got a 7 roach rush from Telecom. If anyone remembers that player on close spawn Lost Temple, I had 1 stalker out when there were 7 roaches in my base.
Oh, one supply roaches. Can you imagine what an army would look like with like a late game nowadays?
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. So you could, okay, so we'll theory craft here for a second then. A lot of people have been doing the 12-minute roach max, right? Well, not a lot of people. It's actually fallen out of favor, but that became popular for a while, right?
Yeah.
So theoretically, if you added 1 more hatchery and you kept hitting your injects, you could actually have a 14 or 15-minute 200 food push with all roaches with 2.5 times the amount of roaches because of the amount of worker supply that's already allocated. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I can only imagine like 75 roaches in an army.
Yeah. It would probably be 110, 120.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
All right, so luckily in this game, no 1 supply roaches.
No.
Standard builds from both players this time. Grubby not opting for the super ooper cheers. Going for a very, very standard build.
It's good, though, even in a relatively short best of, to do something like that. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. If you feel like that's going to give you an edge, or if you have a game up already, geez, by all means, because the worst thing that happens is you lose the game, obviously, but the positive of that is you get a very quick win, and you tilt your opponent really, really hard, which that cannot be underestimated in any best of series.
Socke recovered nicely the last game, though.
Did.
Obviously showing he's a true pro gamer, and he can recover from losses and open up with that very nice Stargate build. Let's see, though, how quickly players want to expand, because Grubby did decide to go for a 3-gate expand build last game, and Socke shut that down hard. He himself is just going for a little bit more normal, looks like 3-stalker build to kick things off.
Yep.
And we'll see what he does from there on out.
Yeah, and Grubby, it looks like he's going for a very similar build. He hasn't had a 2nd gate yet, so I'm not... Or did he put it down?
No 2nd gate.
Okay, so he's just going for 2 stalkers into what his build is going to be. That's not really going to cost him against a 3-stalker build, most likely, but I'm very curious because you would almost always see another building at least. And wow, Socke...
I think.
Yep, there it is. So 1-gate Robo, but Socke, he went Twilight Council.
Twilight Council, and does he have 3 workers on each gas now? He does.
He does, so this looks like Blink.
Yes, especially opening up that 3-stalker build. We were talking about this before. Even though he went for the little bit later 2nd gas, it was still, for all intents and purposes, pretty early on.
Yeah.
It was built at the same time as the Cybernetics core, and it gives you just enough gas when this Twilight Council finishes up to put a Blink.
There's the 3-gate, and he's actually saving a good amount of chrono boost for his Blink. And Grubby's, let's see if we can get some micro done. He's focusing down that 1 stalker. Gets it pretty low, and he actually takes it out. That's a pretty good trade. Now I don't like what he's doing. He's chasing with the Zealot, and trading 1 stalker for a stalker and a Zealot is not good.
He did pull
probes off the line, though.
These probes have actually been off there for a while. Yes, it's only 5 of them, but that's another 100 resources lost or so. It justified the cost of the Zealot, at least.
Yeah. So right now, Grubby is up to 2-gate Robo. He'll have enough Immortals to be able to deal with the Blink, but it's going to depend a lot on his positioning and his micro on if he can hold it off, because you can't really just Blink on top of 4 Immortals. You can Blink on top of 1 Immortal, but depending on the Immortal's position, they might not be able to just Blink and snipe it down. That's when you get into situations where the positioning and the micro and the force fields really matter.
Of course, Grubby saw all 3 gates.
Yeah.
He saw the Twilight Council. He saw that there were only Stalkers out, and the inevitable conclusion, of course, is that he's going to see Blink Stalkers, and he's preparing for it. He's got his units split up in case there's going to be a Warp Prism here as well. He's got Immortals, which are just devastating against any sort of armored units, but especially Stalkers, and he has full 3 gates that'll be warping in here in a second with Robotics Bay on
I'm
the
a little
stuff.
surprised about the Robotics Bay, because against this, you usually at first want to get at least 2 to 3 Immortals before you try to go up to Colossus, so I think he probably could have waited with that a little bit. I don't really think it's going to hurt him because he's actually ahead in army supply right now. He still has enough money to make another Immortal afterwards, so I think he's going to be okay. Oh, he's actually getting Warp Prism speed?
This is the riskiest part. Yeah, he is actually going for Warp Prism speed, though, is that he cut units and he would have exactly enough for a Warp Prism, and that's scary when you know there's 3 gate Blink staring you down. And Socke is actually going to be able to make his way in. He picks off the first Immortal very quickly. No, he has to back up.
He actually holds it, and so Grubby might actually get a free Stalker. He does, so he keeps his Immortal alive and gets a Stalker, and he kept his Sentry, he kept everything, and it looks like he's actually going to be able to get his Warp Prism with Warp Prism speed. I'm not sure if he's going to go for some kind of a base trade with that or do some harass while the Blink is going on, but very interesting build by Grubby so far.
Okay, well, there's the Warp Prism.
Yeah, there he is. So he's going to do some harass. He loads 2 Zealots into it. I'm guessing he's probably going to warp 2 more over at the island. He's heading over there, and then he's going to drop it and do some mineral harass while the Stalkers are at his base. But Sokke's just realized, nope, I'm not done damage. I'm just going to go home.
Okay, 2 more Zealots, 4 Zealots in total. But yeah, you're right. Socke is going to be able to pick up on this. Grubby could still force a little bit of action. And in fact, most of those Stalkers are actually heading up here towards the top. So they will be able to blink back in a second, but it could give Grubby a little bit of an opportunity to do some damage.
Okay, so Socke has reacted to it. He's probably going to blink in his base in a second, but he is actually going to do a little bit of damage. He's killed 1, 2, 3 probes, 4 probes. And he gets the Warp Prism away. It looks like, oh no, it doesn't. It goes down even with the speed. But he has actually killed a lot of probes. He killed even more probes. He killed 8. And I don't know if that, I mean, that probably actually does justify the cost. Oh, especially because he got a Stalker at the end too. So very good harass by Grubby, and meanwhile while that's going on, he expanded behind it.
And he actually killed the Observer from Socke, who was paying attention to the attack up at the front. So he kills 8 probes, that's 400 resources, plus the continuing economic damage it does because they're not mining anymore, and a Stalker. So he killed over 600 resources and lost 600 resources himself. And there's the second Warp Prism.
Yeah, so very, very good trade by Grubby. And he actually has Colossus range on the way. He'll be in very good shape. And without an Observer, Socke cannot blink up to the high ground right now, so that actually set him back and limited the options of the Blink Stalkers. A big bonus that Blink Stalkers have is the ability to do harass by blinking into the base, but his Observer is just now making its way across the map, or excuse me, his Warp Prism is making his way across the map, so he doesn't have high ground vision for at least another few seconds.
So the Hurt Immortal is actually up at the front, and we'll certainly have to watch. Wow, these Stalkers are taking down this Nexus very quickly. I'm going to see if Grubby wants to try and move out there and do anything about it. No, it looks like he's going to give it up and worry about this Warp Prism harass that's coming back in.
Yeah, and that's actually really big for Socke, because had Grubby been able to saturate and defend that expansion, he would have been way, way ahead. As is, it's still a very even game.
And now that he has the Colossus, it makes this army so much more powerful.
Yeah. Oh, doing some more good harass. He has 6 Zealots in there against 5. He actually gonna, okay, he decides to actually pick up.
Oh, nice. He actually drops back down off to the side, draws those Zealots away a little bit, then picks back up.
Very clever. There's the Warcraft 3 micro that Grubby's known for. Doing great harass now. And Socke's had enough. He's just going to go in there and try to kill, but he's running into a Colossus. He does take down the 2 Immortals very, very quickly. Very, very close fight, though. It looks like Grubby's Colossus did a bit of damage, but he's actually a little bit behind his Stalkers now.
Yes, he is still doing a little bit of damage here, but he needs to consider, I don't know if he wants to warp in more units there or just try and defend this, because this Immortal is actually staring him down for the moment.
Yeah, and now it looks like Grubby only has 2 Zealots, a Stalker, and a Sentry at his base against 5 Stalkers and an Immortal, but Sokke's Sentries are not, or excuse me, Stalkers are not fighting with the rest of his army. He's got to be careful. This Immortal might go down. And it does. Wow.
Oh, boy. And now Grubby has enough to start fighting this back. All these Stalkers were incredibly low, so he actually fights that back. Did he do any more damage here? Oh, yes, he did. 21. Wow.
And Socke is down to 12 probes. He has nothing on gas right now. He's so far behind. And this is pretty much it for Socke. If he can't kill Grubby here, it's going to be very hard for him to come back. Oh, very smart. He corners the Blink Stalkers with that Immortal, and they have nowhere to go.
All right, well, Sokke's just going to try and get around this force here, but Grubby should be able to pick up the Immortal.
Look at that micro, man. Grubby doing work. He's going to kill everything that's left in Sokke's base.
Oh, wow. And he kills the Warp Prism. Grubby bringing in more units now. It's 63 supply to 28. Socke just has nothing on the map. He has 4 Zealots, 4 Stalkers, and only 12 probes versus the 30 probes and tons of units out for Grubby.
Yeah, I think Socke might just GG here. He's still mining. Yeah, he hasn't put anything on gas. He's just warping in pure Zealots. And now, is that Grubby's Warp Prism?
Yes.
Oh, Grubby's going for the kill right now. Going for, it's not quite an Artosis pylon, but killing a pylon that's going to power one of the gateways.
And that Warpin.
And the Warpin stopped as well. Socke in so much trouble right now. Wow, he actually catches the Stalker there.
All right. I mean, what else can you say? This is a masterful PvP. Grubby knowing when to give up his base at exactly the right time, knowing when to put on pressure, knowing how to multitask, knowing how to micro like that.
Oh, man,
just
he didn't lose
classic
any
Grubby.
of the units. And let's see if he can get the Immortal. Yeah, he saves the Immortal.
Oh,
and he drops it back down. This is insane.
Are you kidding me? Grubby, this is so good. He kills the last couple of units.
Oh, no way.
Picks it up one more time, drops it down for another kill, gets it back inside. 9 kills now, picks it up again.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Micro.
GG.
Grubby. Oh, my God.
Wow. All right. Grubby taking the first set of our EU World Championship qualifier for the GSL World Championships in style.
That was awesome. Grubby, well done. He won that game. Very, very good knowledge. I mean, he didn't really out-macro Socke. He out-strategized him and out-microed him flat out. That was basically what that was. I mean, it looked like a Zeppelin picking up Shredder from Warcraft 3 in that game. I mean... that was absolutely a joy to watch. That was very well done by Grubby.
Congratulations, Grubby. You're moving on to the round of 8. Up next, though, we have the another match, our second of the night. We actually have 3 matches in total. We have Liquid Red going up against Evil Geniuses, the Muslim, so a classic Liquid versus EG matchup.
And they've clashed in a number of tournaments. I actually remember they clashed in IPL 3 in the opening round of the top 32. So, and I think they've clashed in many, many other tournaments as well. They're both players that have had very high results, but also inconsistent results, being up and down depending on their form. So we'll see exactly what shape each of them is in this match.
Okay, well, guys, we're going to run to a commercial break. While you're away, don't forget to subscribe to youtube.com/IPL Esports. It's our brand new one-stop shop for everything across all of our games. So if you want any of our videos, our interviews, our top 5 plays, any of the special pre-produced stuff, our promos, they're all in one place. We really do want you to subscribe to that. So again, it's youtube.com/IPL Esports. We're going to run to a commercial break. We'll be right back after this.